So if you've been following me on Periscope or through my blog, you know that I recently finished a book called You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. And in all honesty, I loved this book. Loved it. It was a great, great, great book. It was a good book for, if you just need a kick in the pants every now and then. Really good book for that. So I've been sharing some tidbits from her book. And I thought I would share some things she says about making decisions. So here we go. So first one, if you have to make a decision, and she's talking about like in your business or in your life, like a big decision, you have to want it bad. So for example, I'll give you an example of this. I recently started doing a business mentorship program, and it's for an idea that's kind of a little crazy and really out of my comfort zone, but it keeps coming up. And I think that, I'm a Christian, and I feel that God kind of challenges us in ways that we're not prepared for. And I think this is one of those things for me. And I want it. Like, I keep talking about it. I keep thinking about it. It kind of preoccupies me, and I'm pretty sure my husband is really tired of listening to me talk about it. So I think that says that I want it. So you have to want it bad. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be inconvenient. It's going to take up a lot of your time. Like I just said, your husband's probably going to be a little annoyed with you all the time. And you have to understand that, and you have to know that those sacrifices are going to be made. But you also have to know that once you finally do it, and once you finally get whatever it is launched or off the ground, or you make that decision, it's going to be worth it. So you have to want it bad. Number one. Number two, you have to get good at making decisions. Where people go wrong is they waffle. So they go back and forth. You can't decide. Da, 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 da. Number two, they make hasty decisions. Sorry, I couldn't read my own handwriting. You make hasty decisions. So you make a decision without really thinking it through. So that's like the opposite of waffle. Waffle is kind of overthinking. Hasty is underthinking. And you're afraid, or the third way that you could be bad at making decisions is you're afraid to make a decision. So you don't do anything. You don't make a decision. So that's another way that you can get really bad at making decisions. So 3 ways to get good at making decisions: don't waffle, make one decision, and make a decision. Yes. And in her book, she has a quote that says, "Deciding is freedom, indecision is torture." And I totally agree with that. When I make a decision, I actually feel a lot freer, and I feel a lot more kind of open and determined. Whereas if I'm like waffling a decision, if I'm mulling it over my head way too much, if I'm overthinking it way too much, which is what I do often, it's kind of like torturing myself. So I totally agree with that quote. And she says, successful people make decisions quickly and then slowly change them. So big organizations, generally they have one leader that kind of makes the decisions, and generally they make them fairly quickly. And then in order to change their minds, it's usually a pretty long process. So they're confident in their decision making, they're confident in what they decided, and they're confident in their ability for their team in order to do that decision, do the actions that are needed to get that decision done. And it takes a while for them to get things to change. So they're really confident in their decision-making abilities. Number 3, eliminate the negotiation process. Don't open up your decisions to anyone else. No, don't do it unless they're like your business partner and you're required. Stick to it and no exceptions to your decision. And that kind of goes back with the whole successful people make decisions quickly and are slowly to change them. So eliminate the negotiation process. Get rid of it. Don't negotiate. Decide and stick to it. Number 4, stick like glue. Don't change. Be stubborn. I'm a super, super stubborn person, and it really takes a lot for me to change my mind once I decide on something. So be stubborn. Be tenacious. No one else is going to believe in something as much as you do. And nobody wants it more than you do. So if you make a decision and you want something, go for it. Just do it. Go for it. Give it your all in, and just do it. I would encourage you to do that. I think that's a really effective way of decision making. And it also lets people know that you're really, really passionate. And guess what? People like people who have passion. People like people who have strong opinions. Whether or not you agree with their decision is, or their opinions is different. But in all honesty, I admire people who have really strong convictions about things because I know that they have made a decision and they stick with it. And if I know how they're going to react to certain things, or if I understand how their business runs, I'm probably going to support them. No matter what their leaning is. Like, I like people who have strong opinions about things. I admire that, and I wish I was a little bit more strong opinioned sometimes. So, stick with it. Stick like glue. And then her fifth way to stick with your decisions, to make your decisions easier, is to love yourself. And that's always her last point in her book. Love yourself. Nobody else is going to do it for you. So you might as well be your own biggest fan. So love yourself. It'll make your decision making process easier. So I'll recap for you guys. I have 5 things. So number 1, want it bad. So want your decision bad. Want to make a decision. Number 2, get really good at it. Don't waffle. Don't make too many decisions. And make a decision. Don't be afraid to make a decision. Number 3, eliminate the negotiation process. Don't allow anyone else to give you their input unless you want it. Number 4, stick like glue. So stick to your decisions. Don't waffle. Don't waver. You can do this. This is your life. This is your idea and your path that you're choosing. So stick with it. And number 5, love yourself. So I hope that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me. My email is sweatflexshine@gmail.com. And again, my name is Allison Hardy. I hope this helps you to make some decisions and be bold in your decision making and effective in your decision making. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys later. See you.